Hello, how you doing? Welcome to Music Link with Kimmy Diamond. I am your host, Kimmy Diamond, Yo Diamond, Kimmy. Yeah. Content brought to you by Music Arena. Hello, how y'all doing today? Okay, this is the 15th episode. Okay, going into the new year 2022. This is going to be a good episode. Golly, I've been waiting to do this episode, and you're gonna find out why. So get your popcorn, it's kind of early for popcorn. Get your brunch, okay? Get your brunch or whatever, your drink or whatever, because this is gonna be a good episode, okay? So we usually do bar time. We ain't gonna do it for this episode. Um, due to the flowers, okay? You're gonna find out why. Okay, this is very extensive, okay, and for a good reason. We're gonna head towards flowers. Okay, so flowers is a segment that we do where we just show appreciation to somebody who contribute to the hip hop culture, the music culture in general, just giving them flowers, making sure that they acknowledge and making sure that they are not unappreciated, okay? Especially for this one. I mean, Missy Elliott. Yes, Missy Elliott. I could not wait to give her flowers, okay? Missy Elliott, okay? Mr. Beta, okay? I've been waiting on this. And of course, you gonna know why it's gonna be long, okay? So, of course, she's a rapper, singer, songwriter, of course, and a record producer. Now, I know we know Missy as just Missy, but if you from way back then, you would know that she was a part of an R&B group first, okay? Before she started to get into rapping for real, we all know that she was a part of an R&B group called Phase, okay, or slash Sister, okay? And it was an R&B group with her childhood friends, and they formed back in 1991. And they were signed to Electra Records through Devontae from Jodeci, Swing Mob. Okay, Swing Mob was a collective, and Timbaland was on there, Magoo was on there, Genuine. It was just a whole bunch of people on there. You know what I mean? That was a part of that. And we all know that her and Timbaland are childhood friends. Okay, they are both from Virginia, so they are forever going to be tight up to this day. Now with Faye slash Sister, their first song was Brand New. Okay, it was brand new, and their debut album was For All My Sisters Around the World, that was released back in 1994. Okay, so here's a quick little note. So Missy wrote Raven Simone's debut song. That's what little girls are made of. I used to sing that long ago when I was a kid. It was a cute little song, you know what I mean? And she gave Raven some bars there, like Missy pen game haven't rust at all. You know what I mean? So yeah, but a little bit after Faith and Sister kind of disbanded, but after that, Swing Mob kind of dissolved too as well. However, Missy, Timbaland, Magoo, Genuine, Playa, they all stood tight together and they created their own collective called the Super Friends, okay? And yeah, so both Missy and Timbaland helped crafted songs for SWV, of course, 702, Total, Nicole Ray, Destiny Child, and of course, Aaliyah. All right. They was definitely the instrument when it comes to Aaliyah songs. As we all know, One in a Million, Try Again, like those three together just created so many timeless hits. Okay, both her and Timbaland. Missy, she got the songwriting, okay, and Timbaland, he got the production. It's like it goes hand in hand. Like you cannot lose when it comes to that duo. Okay, I ain't lying about that. So back in 1996. Okay, Diddy wanted her to be signed to Bad Boy, okay, but she's like, no, I don't know if that's a good idea. So she decided to create her own label called the Gold Mine Incorporated. Okay. Smart move. Okay. And along with that, she signed it. She created her own label through Elektra. Okay, just let you know. Now she signed after Elektra. She signed to Atlantic. Currently, now along with that, creating her own label, she gave us Supa Dupa Fly. Okay, the most memorable Missy album ever. And for this to be her first album is very timeless. And of course, I'm going to touch on that album this year because it's going to turn 25. All right. Because it was released back in 1997. So I'm not going to get into details of that album. So you don't have to wait on that. Okay. I just want it to be a special little unwrap when it comes to that album. Now, of course, she gave us The Rain. I can't hang the rain. Okay. She gave us that, and that album was just super duper classic. I'm gonna get into it in another episode. But after releasing The Real World and Miss E, So Addictive, those two albums, she co-produces Lady Marmalade, which we know Pink, Maya, Christina Aguilera, Lil Kim was on that. So she co-produced that, okay? And I do remember Lil Kim's verse. Okay. Come through with the money in the garden belts. Let them know about that cake straight out the gate. All right. So I did not know she co-produced that. Now, of course, she was on Ladies Night with Lil Kim, singing. She's like, you got me up here singing hooks. What I look like Patti LaBelle or somebody. I love Missy so much. I love her, okay? She is. I'm finna get into it after I give you these details, okay? I'm gonna tell you why. All right, so of course she gave us timeless albums, timeless songs along the way. You know what I mean? Lose Control, you know what I mean? 1-2 Step with Sierra. Like, dude, I could go on. And Gossip Folks, which is one of my favorite songs. With Ludacris, you know what I mean? And we know when it comes to those music videos, Missy was not, she does not give us no subpar music videos. Okay. All her music videos was like either very futuristic. It was futuristic, period, but it was just so amazing. Her creativity is out of this world. All right. So in 2019 she was inducted in the Songwriters Hall of Fame, the first female rapper to achieve this, as she should. Okay, as she should. All right. And Missy obtained an honorary doctor of music degree from Berklee College of Music and the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award. Okay, again, she's the first female rapper to achieve this award, as she should. Okay, as she should. Again, like I said earlier, the music videos is always top tier, even to this day. Like, you can't tell me Missy had one whack video. You can't tell me that, right? And so, I want to, touch on some of the topics that she, when it comes to her music. She does touch on gender equality, feminism, body positivity, and sex positivity. Okay. And a lot of people is inspired by Missy. I'm going to give you a couple of those artists: Cardi B, Lizzo, and Chloe Bailey. I'm about to say Cleo. I don't even know why. And of course, she won 4 Grammys, 8 MTV Video Music Awards, and 2 American Music Awards. Now, Missy, again, she is a creative entity, and her creativity is out of this world. From bars, okay, hooks, songwriting, everything that Missy touches is just diamond, okay, platinum, just amazing, okay. Of course, I grew up on Missy, okay, especially watching 106 in Park and her music videos come on. I'd be very excited, you know what I'm saying? I was so crazy singing 1 Minute Man when I was not old enough to sing that song. And then when I got older and when I found out what that song was about, I'm like, wow, okay. It kind of reminded me of like when I was singing Nelly EI, I was like, oh my goodness, I am too young to be singing this song. Pick me up, show me where you at. No one minute there. Like, I was singing that by myself, so I never got caught. But yeah, Missy is very like creative. Everything she does is just amazing. Timeless music. When it comes to the costumes, every time around Halloween, somebody is doing a Missy Elliott costume. Okay, whether it's the rain, um, dang, I forgot that music. I forgot that song. I don't know why I forgot that song. I do remember the music video, but however, everybody around Halloween, they do, of course, the rain. The rain is like kind of simple, you know what I mean? But if you really want stuff to be planned out, you would do She's a Bitch, costume. Now that takes a lot of work. Like, she gave us costumes, okay? So again, you got to give her credit on that. She gave us costumes, she gave us content and stuff like that. Now, one thing about Missy that I feel like people can learn from is that it's quality over quantity. Okay. All right. Now, she released under 10 albums. However, it's quality. You can still dance to her music. You can still play it like it just dropped the other day. Like, there again, there's no expiration date on music, but when it comes to Missy, she gave us a lot of timeless hits. Okay. All right. Everybody here get out of control. I remember I used to have a dance battle to that song. I mean, can't go wrong with that. All right. But again, and also let's not forget she got her Hollywood Star of Fame, right? That's what it's called. I think that's what it's called. But I feel like she should have been had that. I gotta say, these awards that she have achieved recently, she should have been had that. You know what I mean? And then some. I feel like she should have been had her own star. The Michael Jackson video garden. She should have had that in like 2007, or it probably came out like, the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award probably started like after that. But I feel like, hey, if it was around that time, she should have been at that. So that will be it for flowers. Again, shout out to Missy. Thank you so much. You are like the epitome of my childhood. You are definitely an inspiration. You are definitely the epitome of going outside the box. Okay. And again, you deserve so many awards and you deserve to be appreciated. Okay. Like, I love her. Okay. She even tweeted me a couple of times on Twitter. Y'all better not say that. All right. So we finna get to Biz After Music. Biz After Music is a segment that we do that we talk about, rappers, get into investments, endorsements, advertisements. However, on this particular Biz After Music, we don't really talk about the Biz After Music. Okay. So T-Pain, shout out to T-Pain for doing this. Okay. So T-Pain, he tweeted not too long ago about how many streams it takes on each streaming platform in order to make $1. Okay. I want you to see it real quick. Just look at those numbers. Look at YouTube. Look at the YouTube. Like, look at this. This is crazy. For $1. Let me tell you something. Okay. Let me tell you something. This is us talking. All right. Streaming changed the whole atmosphere when it comes to music. It's not like pure sales anymore. Okay. And we all know when it comes to like pure sales back in the day, if you signed with a major label, how many records that you sold, you're not going to obtain all of that because you're going to have to pay that back to the labels, and of course, rest in peace, Left Eye. Left Eye broke that down for us. If you check that video out, but of course, if you sign to a major label and all the records you sold, you're not going to obtain all that money. So it's broken down in increments. But when it comes to streaming, it makes it absolutely hard for artists to rely on music. This is why I like doing Biz After Music, because I want every artist, every aspiring rapper to know that you cannot put all your eggs into one basket, because it's not the same. Especially if you sign with a major label. Again, YouTube Music, 1,252 streams in order to make $1, and you are signed to a major label. I mean, dude, even if you make 1 million hits on YouTube Music, you're not gonna get 1 million. You will probably get around 100,000. And if you sign to a major, well, of course, major labels is going to do promotion and stuff like that. It might not be exactly 1 million, but it will definitely it will be hard to get 1 million off of that stream. But I'm speaking it independent wise. If you get 1 million streams and you are independent, you're not gonna see $1 million. Like, no, that's not how that counts. Okay. So just to let you know that this is what is going on here. And again, pure sales is not the same. Ever since streaming came along, it kind of make it harder for artists to really like be compensated for their art. And it's just so sad to see that, because we remember one time where we didn't have to worry about that. We had to worry about CD sales, cassettes at one point, and that was it. Now we got to worry about streaming, and it's broken down. And every streaming service is not the same, as you see. And it's messed up, and it's sad, but I'm glad that T-Pain showed a picture, because it's very important, because I don't know how many artists know that, and it just shows you how much streaming changed the music industry. It is not the same. That's why you see artists getting sponsorships, advertisements, investing, endorsements, and stuff like that, because you cannot eat and make a good living off of music like that, especially off of one, off a song, off an album. Like, you have to like go out of your way, you know what I mean? And you hoping that your music go good. You putting all this money in for advertisement and stuff like that for it to reach its full potential. And it's just sad, you know what I mean? But again, it's kind of hard to make decent money, especially if you sign to a major label. That's why you see a lot of people being independent, which is a smart thing. You know what I mean? Get the most out of your work, but still at the end of the day, it just still seems like it's always a roadblock. Hopefully somewhere in the future that change. But yeah, I have to make that mention because it's very important. You know what I mean? Don't think you can get rich off of, overnight dealing with, music. It's just not the same no more. So that's going to wrap it up with Biz After Music. We finna get into compare and contrast here. Now, compare and contrast is a segment that we do. And we just talk about, the difference between a group with another group, or artist with another artist, how they are similar, yet they are so different. Okay. So we're finna get into it. A Tribe Called Quest and the Roots. Okay. All right. We finna get into it. Now, I feel like a lot of newbies, a lot of new kids, y'all need to tune into this. Okay. This is a chill type of, chill groups here that you can just ride to. Now, of course, both of these groups were formed in the 80s. Okay. It was formed in the 80s, and they contributed to East Coast rap, alternative rap, jazz rap, and progressive rap. And they both was once signed to Geffen Records. Okay, at one point. All right, so that's the similarities. Okay, now we finna get to the contrast part. The Tribe Called Quest. Now, they were signed to Jive and Epic before, after Geffen Records. And the Jungle Brothers, which they, a group who they grew up with, gave them their name. And there was a part of a collective, hip-hop collective called Native Tongues with a few people. I'm naming a few people that was a part of that collective. Queen Latifah and De La Soul. Okay, it's a lot of people on that collective, but But yeah, but after the Love Movement, their album, the group disbanded due to Jive Records. Now, a lot of people was, I know a lot of people did not see them like in mainstream like that. And we all see that Q-Tip, he went solo and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a lot of issues because of like differences, creative differences, and it was just not the same after time went on. And Five Dog, who was a part of the group, he had health issues and stuff like that, and unfortunately he passed away in 2016. So after he passed on, the group was like, we just cannot move on without Five Dog. That's like the homie. We just cannot move on. So that's what happened. And they all did like solo projects. So that's why, a lot of, I gotta say, this generation don't know about Tribe Called Quest like that. But, that's why. Now we finna get into the Roots. Now the Roots, they were signed to DGC Records, then Def Jam, right? And they was Square Roots before the Roots, but they dropped the Square because there was another group called Square Root. And they consider themselves to produce organic hip hop jazz. Okay, they even have an album called Organics with not with yeah, with an X, yeah. And their music content touches underground hip hop, neo soul, rap rock, experimental hip hop, conscious hip hop. Like they touch a lot of genres. Like they just hip hop in general. Every genre you can think of, minus West Coast rap because they not from the West Coast, and gangster rap. They touch at that point. Okay. And sadly, one of the formers of the group, Malik B, he passed away as well. But y'all, listen to these groups. If you have not, listen to these groups, y'all need to, okay? Especially if you want to chill and just ride and just relax and want to take a break from like, hip hop. Sometimes I take breaks off hip hop sometimes. Listen to Tribe Called Quest and the Roots. Please try it. Like, listen to it. All right. It's very cool and it's very relaxing. Okay. You cannot go wrong with that. So again, rest in peace, Five Dog, and rest in peace, Malik B. Again. Shout out to both of these, groups. Please check them out. Please check them out. Now, that's gonna be it for compare and contrast. We finna get into it called returning to the capsule. Okay, this is a segment that we do where we go way back when, and we just talking about albums that was released and just reminiscing on those times. Now, this is a 2002 edition, of course, 20-year anniversary. Like, wow. Okay, they finna turn 20. Okay, they haven't turned 20 yet. All right, but they will. First, we're gonna talk about Kings of Crunk by Lil Jon and the East Side Boys. Okay. All right. That was okay. So this was released back in October 29, 2002. And the singles from this album is Play No Games. That, hey, I don't give a hey. I can't say the word. I gotta keep it PG. And Get Low. Hey, 360. Hey, to the thing to me with both. I get loud. Hey, that's still on my playlist. Okay, it peaked #1 on U.S. independent albums and #2 on U.S. top R&B and hip hop albums. This was their 4th album that they released, and it was the highest selling album from 2003 and 2004. Which makes sense. They gave us Get Low, a real party classic. Like when that song play, you gonna get turned. My ladies finna twerk, and my fellas finna go crazy. Like that song is a party anthem classic, and I don't give. Especially if you wake up in the morning, you very tired. If you play, I don't give a. That's gonna give you energy. Like okay, I'm awake. That's gonna be coffee. Okay. I can't believe that this is gonna be 20 years. That is crazy. Next album we're gonna get into is The Fix by Scarface. Okay, a classic record. If you have not heard this album, you should. Okay. All right. This was released back on August 6th. Okay. And singles is My Block, okay, and Someday off of this album. And this is his seventh album that he released, and it peaked number one on U.S. top R&B and hip hop albums charts, and number four on Billboard 200. Okay, now guess who's Bizak is on this album? Okay, I talked about that song, you know what I mean, a couple or last episode. However, I talked about that. Listen to that album, all you new kids. Okay, tune into that. Okay, this was the era. All right, where bars was still bars. Okay, talk about lyricism. All right. Now, last but not least, we finna get into God's Son by Nas. Okay, a very classic album. All right, released on December 13th. Okay. Singles is Wait, I Made You Look. Hey, and I Can and Get Down was the singles from this album. Okay, this was his sixth album that he had released, and it peaked number one on U.S. top R&B and hip hop albums chart, and is certified platinum. Now, the background of this album is like very touching. Now, this album was inspired by Nas's mother. His mother really inspired him to do this album. And again, this album was very monumental because this was during the time him and Jay-Z was going back and forth on Wax, but aside from that, what I'm saying, he, his mother had health issues and unfortunately she passed away. So it kind of gave him that urge to do this album. And he noted that God's Son is he said God's Son is my most personal album, and I poured my heart and spirit into it. And yeah, and he pushed back the release date, trying to avoid bootlegging. This was when bootlegging was was ridiculous. He even said that he put like a fake album out there because of bootlegging, and he said that the sequencing was trash and stuff like that. It's not gonna be the album. It's just gonna sound terrible. You know what I mean? Which makes sense. You don't want to put your hard work out there and something very personal to you out there, and for it to get ripped off just because somebody wanted it to be done quickly, like trying to get it quickly. So he set them up like, no, this is not the album, son. Like, no. So, he, was 10 steps ahead of them, which was smart. So yeah, Made You Look is one of my favorite songs. Okay. That song is hard. The production on that song was crazy. Like, it was like a hip hop, a real hip hop song. Okay. Now let's go wrap up for this episode. What is your favorite Missy Elliott album or Missy Elliott song or Missy Elliott music video? We can talk about it. And also the streaming numbers. Did you know that that's how much how much streams it has to take to make $1 or not? Let me know. And A Tribe Called Quest and Roots was your favorite albums by them two groups? What's your favorite song by them two groups? Okay, and returning to the capsule, Kings of Crunk. You remember them times? The Fix, God's Son. Okay, you remember those times? You know what I mean? What was your experience with those albums and how you felt around that time? So that will be it for that episode. I hope you guys enjoy. I really do enjoy this. And yeah, I'm going to catch you on the next one, okay? Content brought to you by Music Arena. This has been Music Link with Kimmy Diamond, and I will see you the next time. Bye.